हेलो एवरीवन। आप सभी के भीतर बैठे परमात्मा को मेरा आत्म नमन। आई होप आप सभी अच्छे होंगे। वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल अकल्ट अ मिस्टिक फोर्स। आई एम पूनम गजेंद्र। सो टुडेस टॉपिक इज व्हाई सेल्फ वैलिडेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट। सेल्फ वैलिडेशन इम्पोर्टेंट क्यों है? सी फ्रेंड्स, सेल्फ वैलिडेशन बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। बिकॉज जब तक आप खुद को वैलिडेट नहीं करोगे, जब तक आप खुद की वैल्यू नहीं करोगे ना, दुनिया आपको फॉर ग्रांटेड ही लेगी। मुझे बताइए, जब आप खुद को वैल्यूएबल नहीं समझते, खुद को वर्दी नहीं मानते, लोग आपको वर्दी क्यों मानेंगे? जब तक आप खुद की वर्थ रियलाइज नहीं करते, तब तक कोई आपकी वर्थ रियलाइज क्यों करेगा? एंड आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस दिस। द वर्ल्ड चेंजेस द मोमेंट you learn to validate yourself. You know what? One of the most painful struggle as humans we experience is the constant hunger for external validation. The need for someone to tell you that you matter, that you are worthy, that you are doing enough, you are lovable, and your presence has meaning. This need shapes your relationships, your confidence, your decisions, and even your emotional stability. But always remember that true peace arrives the moment you learn to validate yourself. Because external validation is temporary, unpredictable, and as long as your worth depends on it, you will always be emotionally unstable. Most people don't even realize how deeply they chase validation. They constantly check their phones for replies. They seek approval in their friendships. They look for reassurance in relationships. They crave praise at work. They fear being misunderstood. They hide their real feelings just to avoid judgments. They adjust their personality depending on whom they are talking to. They agree with things they don't even believe. They stay silent when they should speak. They pretend to be okay just to avoid disappointing someone. And all of this comes from one hidden wound. The belief that your worth comes from the outside world. But here is the truth. External validation is the most unstable foundation you can build your life upon. People change, opinions change, feelings change. Someone may praise you today and ignore you tomorrow. Someone may love you today and leave you the next season. Someone may support you today and misunderstood you next week. If your identity depends on constantly being approved, remember, your mind will never rest. You will live in a constant state of emotional survival. Always performing, always worrying, always adjusting. Always trying to be enough in the eyes of others. Always remember, validation from others is like a guest. It visits, but it never stays. And self-validation is like a home. It shelters you, protects you, strengthens you, and stays with you wherever you go. When you learn to validate yourself, you no longer wait for people to make you feel good enough. You no longer depend on someone's compliments to feel confident. You no longer base your mood on how someone's respond to you. You no longer feel empty when others don't acknowledge you. You begin to generate your own emotional oxygen. When you validate yourself, you become emotionally self-sufficient. You can praise, appreciate without becoming dependent on it. You can receive criticism without collapsing from it. You can handle misunderstanding without losing your sleep. You can express your truth without needing everyone to agree. You can make decisions without waiting for someone to give you permission. You can walk away from situations that disrespects you without fearing judgment. Self-validation means you understand your own worth so deeply that no external opinion has the power to shake you. You speak your opinion even no one agrees. You set boundaries without guilt. You choose yourself without apology. You celebrate your small wins even if no one notices. You love yourself even if others don't understand your journey. And this is not ego. This is not an arrogance. This is not selfishness. This is a self-respect. This is an emotional maturity. This is a spiritual alignment. Because when you validate yourself, you no longer fear being alone. Because you know that the strongest support you need is already inside you. You no longer fear losing people. Because your peace doesn't depend on their approval. Believe me, when you no longer fear losing people, your heart becomes lighter. Your mind becomes clearer. Your decisions become wiser. You are stopped settling for less than you deserve. You stop confusing attachment for connection. You stop accepting emotional crumbs when your soul deserves a feast. And slowly you begin to understand the deepest truth of all, that you were never meant to hold anyone tightly, because you are meant to hold only yourself and let others walk beside you freely. Those who match your soul will stay. Those who do not will fall away. And neither outcome has the power to shake you anymore. And this is what inner freedom feels like. This is what spiritual strength looks like. This is what it means to become truly unbreakable. You no longer fear rejection because you refuse to reject yourself. You no longer fear being misunderstood because you understand yourself deeply. And the moment you realize this, something incredible begins to happen. Your relationship with yourself becomes your greatest source of strength. You begin to treat yourself like someone you love. You begin to trust your decisions. You begin to believe in your capabilities. You begin to understand your emotions instead of doubting them. You begin to honor your inner voice. And this inner shift changes your entire life. Your external world becomes calmer because your inner world becomes stable. Because now you are no longer seeking approval from anyone. See, the world will always have opinions. Some people will praise you, some will criticize you, some will support you, some will misunderstand you, and some will judge you unfairly. But none of this defines you unless you allow it to. Because when you validate yourself, you step into a higher level of consciousness where you are rooted in a self-awareness and you begin to operate from your inner truth, not from the world's expectations. And this is the moment when you finally meet the version of yourself who is not shaped by fear, need, or insecurity, not shaped by people's opinions, but shaped by wisdom, strength, dignity, and inner clarity. Stop trying to be who everyone wants you to be. Be the authentic version of yourself. Because one of the greatest sources of human suffering is the pressure to become the person others expect you to be from childhood. True happiness begins when you stop seeking yourself in others. Because no one can complete you the way you can complete yourself. Learn to detach yourself from expectations. And remember, your happiness alone makes you unbreakable because it frees you from emotional dependency. Life becomes peaceful only when you stop forcing others to meet your emotional needs. Your peace truly begins when you stop explaining yourself to those who have already decided not to understand you. The moment you stop needing people, you finally meet your truest, strongest self. Stop fearing lose because what is meant for you will never require you to beg for it. So, validate yourself because no amount of external praise can replace internal acceptance. Healing finally begins when you stop performing, when you stop pretending, and stop trying to be who everyone else expects. Because the person you are becoming is more beautiful, powerful, courageous, and fearless than you used to be. Your journey is no longer about chasing people or relationships. It's no longer about proving yourself. It's no longer being about chosen. It's no longer about holding on to relationships that break your soul. Your journey is no longer about forcing connection that disturb your peace. It's no longer about being losing yourself in the process of trying to belong. Your journey now it's about returning home to yourself. It's about recognizing your worth independent of anyone else's opinion. It's about walking away from anything that harms your soul. It's about trusting your intuitions more than external voices. It's about choosing people who choose you genuinely. It's about creating a life that feels peaceful, even if it means being alone for a while. It's about rising into the highest version of yourself, a version that is guided by the wisdom, not fear, and start becoming love when you master the art of being alone. You stop begging for love. When you learn to validate yourself, you stop chasing approval and starts embodying confidence. When you drop the mask, you stop shrinking and start becoming who you were meant to be. And slowly, beautifully, quietly, everything begins to fall into place. The right people find you, the wrong people fall away. Opportunities align effortlessly. Inner peace becomes your normal state always. Your heart becomes lighter, your mind becomes clearer. Your path reveals itself step by step, and your self worth becomes unshakable. Your life begins to feel like it belongs to you for the first time. This is the power of building yourself in silence. This is the beauty of learning to be happy alone. This is the strength of letting go. You are no longer the person who depended on others for happiness. You are no longer the person who begged for love you deserved. Your new life begins the moment you decide to honor yourself. Your new journey begins when you finally becomes enough for yourself. And your true peace begins when you understand this truth that you were never incomplete. आप हमेशा से ही कंप्लीट थे, बस खुद को भूल गए थे, भीड़ में कहीं खो गए थे और अब फाइनली खुद से मिल पाए हैं, खुद को जान पाए हैं, पर इस बार पहले से बेहतर, जो अब कभी नहीं खोएगा। आज एक प्रॉमिस कीजिए खुद से, चाहे कोई आपके साथ हो या ना हो, आप अपने साथ हमेशा रहेंगे। चाहे सब दूर हो जाए आपसे, चाहे लोगों द्वारा दी हुई आइडेंटिटी आपसे छिन जाए, क्योंकि रियलिटी तो यह है, लोगों द्वारा दी हुई आइडेंटिटी आपकी असली आइडेंटिटी है ही नहीं। याद रखिए, आपकी आइडेंटिटी ना तो आपके परिवार से है, ना आपके हस्बैंड से, ना आपके वाइफ से, और ना ही आपके बच्चों से। आपकी आइडेंटिटी आपसे है, क्योंकि ये सारे रिश्ते तो बहुत बाद में ऐड हुए हैं आपकी लाइफ में। तो इनकी दी हुई आइडेंटिटी को अपनी आइडेंटिटी बनाकर अपनी रियल आइडेंटिटी मत खोइए, बल्कि अपनी आइडेंटिटी ऐसी बनाइए कि आपको किसी और की दी हुई आइडेंटिटी का सहारा लेने की जरूरत ही ना पड़े। सो माय फ्रेंड, डोंट ट्राई टू फिट इन, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट हियर टू फिट इन. You are here to lead. You are here to spread your light. So do not dim your light for anyone, because it is very precious and the world needs it. Just remember this. You are born to be seen. You are born to shine. So stop seeking approval or validation from others. Validate and respect yourself first. Do not settle for the bare minimum, because you really deserve the best. So if any part of this video touched your soul, and if you really want to transform your life, please comment below that I am self-sufficient and I am worthy of everything. So now I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for listening. With lots of love, gratitude and infinite blessings to all of you. Har Har Mahadev. Jai Mata Di. Jai Shri Radhe Krishna.